had decided to go to Chicken Ranch Casino up near Jamestown. It's up near Sonora, California. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from where I live here in Stockton. I was driving a brand new Ford Fusion. I had paid cash for it. I'd come into an inheritance. We were doing okay, but I was blowing money like there was no crisis coming ever again. If that makes sense. I was going through a lot of money. When you're comfortable, obviously, when things seem to be going very well for you, you don't really think too much about other things, right? We get what happens. We end up putting ourselves in a stupor. It was a hypnotic trance. It was all a lie. It was a very dark before I hit rock bottom. Of course, we hit rock bottom together. Santos Jr., your breakthrough coach in Stockton, California, I ask you to believe with me as I share the finishing touches to this little story, or this gambling escapade that nearly cost my life, my wife's life. And this hasn't been the first incident by myself. I was, for a good portion of my marriage, I hid it. I've been married 24 years. A good portion of my marriage, I hid my gambling problem. My wife really didn't know that I was gambling. I would say maybe towards the last 7 years, when I began to break out, and she told me that I had a problem. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to believe it. That's when I began to understand that something wasn't right. Well, we took off that one evening. It was a beautiful day. It was probably about 6:30 in the afternoon, because we stopped and get gas or get snacks along the way. And 5 minutes into the drive, Sherry falls asleep. She's just, unfortunately, Sherry's she's at a little bit of a different mindset than I am when it comes to energy. And when she was in the car, she fell asleep. So she really wasn't paying too much attention to what was going on. About 35 minutes into the drive, and we were on our way to Chicken Ranch Casino up near Jamestown. I would go up there frequently and win and lose, win and lose, win and lose. And again, as I said, it was a trance. It was a hypnotic trance. It was all a lie. It was a facade. I was duped. I was tricked. I was just following on Highway 120, and then we got onto 108. So we went through Manteca, California, and then towards Escalon, going towards Jamestown. I got on the freeway, and whenever I went, most of the time, I'd go several times a week. Sometimes I would binge. And then there was days where I wouldn't go. I could hold back for a little bit. I was broke, that's why. By the way, share this video with somebody that you care about, honestly. Share it. Leave me a comment below. You can join my exclusive email subscriber list. I'm going to give you a gift. The link will be below. And I do offer a 30-minute consultation call if you're looking for a coach to help you achieve your breakthrough, or like I like to say, I love to say, annihilate your gambling addiction. I am your coach. We were driving, Sherry was asleep. My mind is on the casino. I'm thinking about the machine that I won at last, Whenever I was driving the casinos, that's the mindset that I can recall that I always had. My heart, as soon as I would think, man, we're going to go to the casino, even my hands, my palms would get sweaty. And all I would think of is, just getting there to the casino. Getting there. Didn't want to think about the ride, the drive, even though some of those drives were so beautiful. I didn't want to think about that. All I was just focused on the casino. Well, I got behind a truck on the 2-lane there, Highway 108, heading towards Jamestown. It wasn't dark. It wasn't really dark. And I just got impatient. Sherry was asleep. So I kept, looking to see if I could get around this truck. And eventually, at one point, I didn't see, I saw that there was no traffic on the other side. At least it appeared that way when I looked. And here's a 2-lane road. I'm in a 2014 Ford Fusion, and I'm glad that I was in that 2014 Ford Fusion. I'm glad that I wasn't in an older vehicle. I'm very, very grateful. Or I might not be sharing this story with you. And by the way, before I even get to the end, my friend, gambling is a lie. Okay, you're being tricked. You're being fed lies. You're being hypnotized. You are in a trance. If you are watching this video and you can relate to what I'm sharing with you, hopefully you'll wake up. Hopefully you'll turn on your belief and you'll say, wait a minute, why am I believing these lies? I don't need to believe these lies anymore. I'm going to start creating a plan. Just like Santos can annihilate his problem gambling issue and begin to rebuild his life and create a dream life for himself, I can do the same thing for me. I'm here to serve. So let's get to the end of this. I saw a car when I jumped into the other lane. Everything was happening so quick. It was, you get into this mode where it's fight or flight. I saw the car. I had enough time. It was like wooded area that ran along the side of the freeway, and I could see obviously I was going to have to go off the side of the freeway because it was either that or face a head-on collision, and I couldn't get back in the other way. For some reason I just couldn't get behind the truck. Maybe I didn't want to slam. I don't know. All I knew was I jumped on the side of the road. I was doing probably between 55 and 60, maybe 65 miles an hour, and I remember just fishtailing, the car sliding back and forth, and I was like in shock. Honestly, I think I was in shock because the car controlled itself. The car began to get out of control because we were going so fast and we hit the dirt, on the side of it was like a wooded area there. So the car kept going. In fact, I believe I might have slammed the brakes. Maybe I don't know what happened, but I know that the car. I don't know how many feet or yards. The car ended up stopping right in front of these wood posts. They were pretty thick wood posts. They had these cables running through them. I think there might have been maybe two cables. But if my car wouldn't have stopped before that fence, those posts with those cables, they might have held the car back. They might have. There's a strong possibility that we might have broke through that and went down an embankment, and I don't think we would have survived that. I don't know. Possibility, right? We don't know. But for some reason, we didn't go over the edge. For some reason, that car managed to stop right in front of those posts. My wife was awake. We looked at each other and we thought, wow, I know I was in shock. She was kind of coming out of a daze because she falls asleep in the car as soon as she gets in the car. Somehow we decided, instead of going home, we decided to go back to we decided to work our way up from that area into the freeway, make sure we didn't get, on this 2-lane, get hit by a car. That's the worst thing that can happen, right? You just escape one, you get hit by another one. We ended up going to the casino. I don't know whatever happened that night. I don't think we won any money. But my point in all of this, we ended up going home late that night. I think we were really depressed about things. We could have lost. I could have lost. It would have been my fault. We could have lost our lives. Now, this isn't the first time. I'm going to have to share some of my other stories that I have. We made it out of that for some reason, by God's grace, to be able to share this story with you right here. Think about what I've shared with you in this story. How does this apply to you? How can it benefit you, what I've just shared with you? I finally hit rock bottom a few years ago, about 6 years ago, and I made a decision, and I worked, and I continually work, and I've annihilated this problem gambling that I've had for over 32 years. And I'm here to tell you, my friend, that if you want it bad enough, I'm going to help you achieve what was taking me a while. I'm going to help you achieve it faster and permanently. Because that's what you want. You want it now, you want it faster, and you want it permanent. You got to believe, my friend. You got to raise your expectancy whenever you come to my videos. And I'll see you on Sundays at 4 p.m. on Solutions and Answers Live with me. Interact with me. Bring a friend. Bring a pen. Or else you're going to stay the same, my friend. Or else you're going to stay the same, my friend. I will see you at the top on the inside on my very next one, making every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top, in spite of, and because of. It's been a privilege, it's been an honor. I am very, very grateful. And I look forward to seeing you soon. SoldiersOfSelfMastery.com